What does it mean? That, as you know, that the infrastructure projects are generally very having a very wide scopes, and these are generally design and build projects. That's why when you make the bid, you don't have too much details because designs are not completely ready, and it is also issue that if you don't have too much detail, you can't make the very advanced planning, level 4 planning inside of the classical project management system, because that there will be too many activities, there will be too much uncertainty, but in TILOS, because TILOS allows you with 20, maybe even 40 activities, you can easily plan your project because it is just the required start and end point, and you can go from the exceptions that you can prepare the plan with the feasibility study with the multiple scenarios. It will give you idea about the project budget, project estimation duration, and that's why many owners are requiring at the moment TILOS in the tender phase. Planning system should be report should be in the TILOS format or time location format. I know that many people are using also time location diagram, because time location diagram also called in different term in the different country, such as time change diagram, time distance diagram, French diagram, March diagram, or a kind of line of balance. And they use Excel or AutoCAD for the manual drawing. But in the tender phase, if you have a TILOS program, the owner will be easily understanding what is your idea about the project executions. And when the tender phase finished, you can start the detail over planning and production plan, because TILOS is not only planning system, also controlling system that you can enter the progress for the performance measurements. Many of our customers are using for the TILOS in the special studies such as claim analysis, performance analysis, and change order analysis and impact on the projects. It can be used by owner, engineering company, and contractor and subcontractor and suppliers. And of course, it is important to have one planning system in your company. And as I mentioned, that many of our customers are using only TILOS as their strategic planning system, but we also respect and we are partnered with Primavera, Asta Power Project, and the Microsoft project. We have full integration with Excel as well. Linear planning is giving a lot of opportunity, such as because of the graphical way of planning, you can easily understand the mistakes of the planning. You can easily see the clashes. Graphical display will allow you to understand the project plan, not only by planners, but also project managers, site people, cost controlling, and procurement people. It is very easy and saving a lot of time to have preparation and changes, because changes are very often happening in infrastructure projects. This is not kind of buildings, and you can always stop working because of some utility problem, because of some traffic diversion problem or environment protection problem. You need to change the plan during the project life cycle. That's why infrastructure projects are required dynamic way of planning, and planning never ends, and TILOS is very flexible to change and go forward. TILOS can be used. These are some real projects like road projects. This is a 53-kilometer project in the Norway. Contractor is a Bilfingerberger, and this is a real one. This is South Africa railway project for Johannesburg city and all the 9 area of the transportation, including some fast tram, including for some tunnels and other railway transportation. It can be also used in the pipeline projects, and it is very standard in the pipeline industry to have TILOS. This is 253 kilometers projects in France, integrated with the different type of weather models, which is that seeing the weather impact on the schedule. Not very common, but today building projects start to be very long, and we have also experienced line of balance usage in the building projects. Just a slide about how linear planning works. What does it mean, linear planning? And this is an example of the 4 kilometers roads. One of the biggest advantage of TILOS that you can bring the drawing in your plan, and it will give easy understanding to all the project stakeholders about the project. This is a road projects, and here you can see that my project start location is 0 and my project end location is 4, and this is you can see the roads, and we have here road crossing. Road crossing are important because if we have a road crossing on the path of our project, we have to pay attention here. Our performance can be lower. We need to make some protection. We need to make some special works, and then that's why project work rate, performance work rate can be changed. Another is a railway crossing. We can also see that we have railway crossing, and it's just giving attention on the plan. And here we have a river crossing, so that we need to know that we have a river crossing here. And another plus is that if we have a road projects, and this is the line of the road which we are going to build, and you can see that brown area is area we need to make excavation, and green area is the area we need to make filling. And that's why we can also know and estimate how much work we need to done here for excavation, and how much work we need to done here also for backfilling. Now we can start planning, and this is a topsoiling activities. You can see that my understanding of topsoiling activities, that I'm starting here, which is that when I touch the location area, it is telling me that 2600 is a start location of my topsoiling activities. And I can just go and see that I'm planning to start here topsoiling activities. From the profile also I can see that this is the topsoiling activities area which I'm starting. I can get the exact kilometers or meters, and I can see where is this area when I'm going to start. And end of the activities, this is the 0 point. It means that my topsoiling activities is finishing in 0. It means that here and here, this is the area which I'm going to finish. On the top, we can get the location information, but on the left we can also get about the time information, so that when I just attach to my activities, I go to left, this will just give me the start date of the topsoiling activities, which is the beginning of August, end of activities, which I'm coming and just to see that this is the end of 3rd week of August. We are going to be finishing topsoiling activities here. It doesn't only give an idea just a start and end, because TILOS has also a dynamic way in insight, so that I can get insight of activities where I am doing and when. For example, if you ask me question when we are going to be here, the question is when we will be doing the first kilometers. The answer is that I can come to location, go down, touch the activity, go left, end of 2nd week of August, we are going to work in the first kilometer. The same like 2nd kilometer, if you ask me question, I just come, touch the activity, go to left, and I can say end of the 1st week of August, we are going to finish, we are going to work on the topsoiling activities in the 2nd kilometers. Of course, what is the advantage of creating a kind of activities? If your project manager or if your investor is required from you clear and advanced control in each 100 meters, and if you don't have this diagram, what you need to do, let's say that you are using Primavera or Microsoft or Astapower project, you need to create activity called topsoiling, and starting from 2600 to 2500. And another activity 2500 to 2400, and another activity 2400 and 2300. It means that in the classical PM solution, I need to create 26 times the same activity, link them like a finish to start, assign them resources so that even if I have a 10-kilometer project, one type of activities, I need to enter it 100 times. That is why when we have classical project management solution in the standard projects, we have 5,000 activities and 6,000 activities inside of the scheduling tool. It's a lot of time for creating, and when there will be a changes, it takes a lot of time that we need to really change many links, add new activities or delete some activities, assign the new resources. That's why if we have a classical project management solution, we need to have a couple of operators just sitting and working on this and preparing the report for management in the different formats such as in Excel. But in linear planning concept like time location, we can also divide it in activities such as we have here, let's say, some small bridge which for the river crossing. That's why we decided to starting on the left side of the river and completing the left side of the road. And after that, we move our crew from one point to another point and completing the remaining part of the road, which is the right side of the river. And of course, TILOS has special calculations such as that crew movements links, which is that we can estimate it at dates by the 50 meters per hour driving for our machines from this point to this point and how long it will take time. And also we understand it from here that which area we couldn't plan and there is no plan for it. Of course, non-linear work such as bridge, and today idea is a metro and tunneling projects. That's why if we have a metro project like a stations, like we have a metro stations, ventilation shafts and emergency exit, that kind of areas, so that non-linear works also can be planned inside of the TILOS. This is a bridge work, and we can also go to work breakdown structures such as foundation, abutment and decking, and we can see the each stages. And there are different type of activities, which is that topsoiling activities is different than cutting activities. Shape is different. The reason for that, the cutting activities, even we have a one activity, it is impacted by quantity of the work in this area. What does it mean? And here, this is the area which we have cutting, and this is a first part, and you can see that it is taking only 3 days here. But here we have more works. That's why this is taking about the 5 weeks, because we have a lot of cutting requirement and transportation from here. And then later on we have a less quantity of cutting here. That's why the speed is getting up and shape of the activities are giving a kind of understanding a performance of the work on the time and location as curve. We have also blocking activities such as that from this point to this point is seen here that this is the backfilling area, and I cannot make any other construction work before completing the backfilling. That's why we block the area here, and it is just giving me a sign that I cannot plan other activities before completing the backfilling work in this area. Of course, the other works can be added, and this is the 4 kilometers projects for road example. We just give the road example because everybody understands the roads, and this is an explanation of the how to use linear planning in your projects. Another example which I would like to share, and actually today there are two kind of very popular methods for building metro and tunnel. Many European countries, generally people are using TBM or open and cut, so that they are building metro under the existing level. But what I am seeing that when I'm traveling to India or other countries where are very big metro projects are required, they are generally using lifted metro, kind of Hyderabad metro. And now it's going to be in the Riyadh as well, that there will be a lot of lifted projects. So that how it works, if the not TBM and the lifted projects, we have here sections, and we have drawing our elevated metro like foundation, abutments, and the decking. And you can see that this is a kind of drawing, and the segment and the rail top of rail here, and the signalization and etc. is going on, so that we just have here time location and time dimension, and we started drawing the same drawing on the time. It means that foundation in the section A is starting first week, and later on we are looking elevation and segments, and the second is going to start here, and the third, and this is the way of the same drawing. When I draw the drawing on the time method, then I have a time-based planning system. You see that foundation is finishing end of first week, second foundation is starting third week, the fourth foundation is starting in the sixth week. It doesn't matter, I can just put my finger any points, and when I go to up, this is the answer of where. When I go to left, this is the answer of the when. This is we call that this is a time location planning system. Because of this, that even we use the classical project management system, we have 40-50 pages of printout, and in the reality this means something for planner, because who created this will understand it, but doesn't mean anything for the others, because that there will be a lot of the same name of activities, but the colors, and that it will just give start and end date of the project. But in TILOS we have map integration, Google Earth integration, the zones are here, water zones, environment protection, traffic diversion, mobilization plan, demobilization plan, and then all the activities. If we have in our project like viaduct, passages, some different kind of elements, that all we have in the one A4 printout. This is a TILOS advantage. And that's why TILOS has been used in many companies, because of the it's a German-based system. The 9 of 10 biggest construction company in Germany are customer of TILOS. Only Goldbach is not using because they have no any infrastructure project. They are still producing, manufacturing company, and that's why Hochtief, Bilfinger, Strabag, these are the German-based companies are using the TILOS. And if we look at it, the top 200 largest construction company like Vinci, Vegas, ACS, Bechtel, Hochtief, Ferrovial, Skanska, FCC, Flashforge, Strabag, Taisei, Obayashi, Saipem, and Balfour with using. Only the Chinese companies are not very extensively using, because there is no issue in China about the resources. They don't have any problem. When their project is delayed, they put another 1,000 workers and they can finish their projects on time. These are the customers in the different industry for the Strabag, Hill International, and Hochtief, and Bilfinger, and Bechtel, and Gulf, Water Person, and these are the railway operators like Qatar Airways, that one of the top biggest metro projects now ongoing, and Network Rail UK, Deutsche Bahn Germany, and of course railway operators also Alstom Power, Siemens, and Bombardier, also they are using TILOS. Today there are projects like Copenhagen metro project, they plan by TILOS, Warsaw metro projects, Istanbul Üsküdar projects, metro project using at the moment TILOS, Qatar Airways for the Golden Line, Green Line, all the operators, all the contractors are using TILOS. The same in India, we have Hyderabad metro projects, L&T, Larsen and Turbo is using the TILOS in their project, and I can give ongoing 30-40 project names. Moscow metro is planning with TILOS for the new lines, and if you have any question, any specific projects, you can ask question later on, and we are happy to answer your questions. And these are the tunnel projects, and many of the tunnel projects in European base are majorly using to TILOS for their projects. Okay, now let's move to TILOS parts, and as I mentioned that I would like to show you the planning in the one tunnel projects for and seeing the impact of the soil classification and soil type. And this is a case which we are going to build 550 meters of one small project. This is the tunnel project, 550 meters. This is the start of the tunnel. This is the end of the tunnel. And we have here site and geographical information that this is the existing lands. This is our tunnel which we are going to have, so that we can also see that this tunnel. By the way, this is not pictured. This is a profile which we created inside of the TILOS. Many people, when they start the planning, let's say that I'm just creating a scenario. Let's see that how it works. And I'm the person working in the tender department of one big construction company. And my manager come to me and said that, listen, Tekin, you know planning, and we are going to give the offer for XXX tunnel or XXX metro projects. And could you please prepare the project schedule? Well, if I didn't work before in any metro projects or any tunnel projects, even I worked before, let's say that, each metro and tunnel project has different characteristic in different location. What I do, let's say that I'm calling one of my friends who I know that they were working in the metro or tunnel project, and my question is, hi, this is Tekin, and I would like to ask, how many meters one TBM can go in a day? Well, it is a very general question, and the person who I'm asking, if he is a bit smart, he will tell me that, well, it depends, Tekin, because where, and another one, which technique. There are many methods for TBM, for open and cut, or NATM, or different models. I said, okay, TBM. Well, it is still depends, Tekin, because of the TBM capacity. And another very driven factor is the soil classification. I said, well, we are in the tender phase. We don't know how much it will, if we will win it, so that we don't have soil analysis. And if my friend is really smart, he said, he will tell, listen, Tekin, it is much better you talk with your company management and try to make some soil analysis or buy some soil analysis. And I go my boss and I said that, listen, we need to make soil classification analysis in this area, or buy some ready soil classification analysis, or ask the owner to provide us soil classification analysis to be able to estimate the real TBM work. And if my boss will hear it will have some cost for our company during the tender phase, he will be maybe not happy. He can say that, listen, just average, decided some average. And I call my friend, and my friend will tell me that, well, Tekin, depends again. It can be going like 10 meters per day, 30 meters per day. And I can say that depends. And what I will do, I will say, okay, he said 10 to 30. Let's make it 15 meters per day. By this way, I will be or 20 meters per day. By this way, I will be just at least give some plan, because this is a requirement. What I'm doing now, I'm just inserting the task called the TBN, and this is my start date, which is that, let's say that we are starting 15th of August, and I'm just drawing my activity by the 20 meters per day, and here 2 shifts, let's say I'm using maybe 40 meters per day. That by this way that I'm just seeing that start date 15th of August, end date of my project is 15th of October. It will take around 3 months or 2 months work, and this is my estimation, and this is what we plan. And based on this TBM, because TBM works generally, I plan more than 10 metro projects. Let me tell you my method of planning metro projects. Generally, I start the planning metro project with the TBM works, with tunneling works, because these are the critical works. And after I set up the proper tunnel construction plan, I will make a station planning backwards, because that there is a one important criteria. TBM, when arrive the station point, excavation of the bottom floor of the station must be completed. This is not 100% must, but it is important, because that when the TBM arrives, I need to at least complete the excavation works to be able to move from TBM from start location to end location of the station. Anyway, I did the work and I planned it. But this is a consumption. I have no consideration of the tunnel soil types. Let's say that we win the tender and our owner asks us detailed program, and we just get some planned soil classification. What does it mean, by the way? Okay, understanding from the graphic, starting from the location 0 till the 75 meters, we have here the type of soil called K61. It means that 75 meters here we have a type K61. In the 75 meters, our type of soil is changing till 150, and from 150 to 150 another the soil classification, and from 250 350 we have different type of soils, and 350 and 450 we have different type of soils. These are the zones which is giving me understanding of the different type of soils will be available in the tunnel here. Because of the type of soils, it can be easy area, it can be difficult area. It will be directly impacted my performance of TBM. So that now the same day I am saying that okay, this was an activity I didn't consider it top soiling, but I would like to see what will be the impact if I have TBM works impacted by soil. The same day I'm starting one activity again. Please see that I'm just drawing, and you can see that speed is extremely different than what I was considering at the first time. What does it mean now? Because you can see that this is a 75 meters. It means that I have 16 meters per day. What does it mean this? 8 meters per shift. It means that I was planning like 20 meters, and I'm going a little bit late because my speed performance is less. My performance of the production is less. There's a worst case, because after 75 meters the type of soil change get darker, which is here my speed dropped down to 8 meters per day. But after 150, my speed again changed till 250, and from 250 to 350 another speed, and I have very good area here, K46, and my speed change here, and this is the end of my project if I have impact from soil. What I will explain my boss that this was our consumption, but because of the soil analysis, our work is going to be here like that, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 months delay on the tunnel TBM work. This is a quite important, because generally when I am planning with the understanding of the here like that, when the TBM procurement company, when we choose, they are always doing TBM work. That's why they will bring the idea of the plant soil classification, and it will give me an idea here. If I am early design phase, didn't design our TBM already, I have still some chance to increase the better TBM, or another way I can also change the number of the TBM if I am really not able to finish my project here, so that ordering another TBM, the people in the metro projects and tunnel project will understand what I mean. It will be another millions. Okay, this is a plant, but there is also one more thing, that this is generally people are using plant soil analysis, which is that customer provided to you, like owner sometimes are providing early tendering phase, not very detailed, but some kind of soil analysis which has been done 20-30 years ago. But we really find out the real soil analysis when we make the detailed analysis or when we start the construction, because that the real soil analysis is that analyzed when the TBM operator coming and each day writing a type of the soil in his report. So that let's say that actual soil is different than planned soil. What does it mean? We plan from the 0 to 75 meters, but TBM operator told us that, well, you told me that it will change in 75, but please come and see with me that it changed in the 50 meters, so that 25 meters before we met the difficult area. It means that my speed will be different, okay? So that this is planned and actual analysis, so that I'm just drawing the same activity based on the actual soil analysis. Please see that I have a little bit more dramatic, because that first 50 meters it was going the same, but because from the 50 meters the soil changed. This is my first exception. This is a plant soil and this is a actual soil. This is a claim subject in many projects, and this is an easy way explaining in the arbitration courts what was the plant soil provided by investor, what is the actual soil when the contractor find out. Please don't tell me that in your agreement is not like that. Many cases I saw it, the subcontractor or contractor won the claim because of that kind of presentation during the court. Do you have any question about this presentation? Okay, the question from Islam Ramadan, he's asking how to make annotation to each distance segments. Okay, the question is, let me show you the question. Okay, the question is, from Islam, how to make annotation to each distance segment. The answer is very simple. Let me show you. By the way, good question. On the left side, we have distance profiles. Okay, and distance profiles, we have here many different criteria which impacted the activity performance. This is a tunnel earth classification for plans. It means that when I am planning, I'm always saying that from 0 to 75, the type of soil is K61, and here I have a work rate which I'm entering. I'm saying that 4,1 per day per shift, my estimated progress on that type of soil. In 150, this. So that I wrote it here from 0 to 75, 8 meters per day. That's why you can see that. Let me just delete this red one. Okay, because 8 meters per day per shift times 2, 16 meters. If I change it here, for example, 8 to 15, 1, 5 per shift, it will be 30 meters per day. Click OK. Please see that activity is automatically changed. If I go to here, second one, it was saying that 4,1. If I make it here, for example, 2, it will be 4 meters per day. You can see that 4 meters per day. This is changed from the profile. I keep two profiles, one for plant soil classification, another is for actual soil classification. By the way, let's delete this. And how later I am just making this activity get performance from, when I go to down in the here calculation, you can see that there is no calculation profile, and if I just selected speed from the, let's say that duration from the here from the profile data, and if I select it here, it will be from plants, and it will be also taking from here that kind of things. I will show you, so that I need to just tell this activity getting work rate from this profile. Okay, there was another question. Islam is asking, what about our time? This is the same way of the working, because we have here, these are the distance profile, okay? And we have also time profile, which is that we can say, this is generally weather modeling. In October, the speed of the work will be 2 times lower because this is a winter time. Or in June is a Ramadan time, and during the June, the work of the speed will be 50% less. This is that I can just give the activities for time and location calculation data. Another questions we have, let me just read. Okay, sorry. Questions. I'm just trying to find where is the questions. And okay. Another question from Masar Basa. Which feature in TILOS did you use to draw that profile? Okay. Let me just show that this. If Masar, you are asking this profile, we use it here, distance profile, object properties, and from here you can see that we created existing level, top of rail, 0 level, and -25, which is that we want to have the debit, and up of rail. This is that when you create the empty profile, you are adding each of them, and you can also go to profile information that you are just giving that kind of things. But if the question is how we created this profile, I already answered. This is a distance profile, which I can create station point, canalization, tunnel shuttles, tunnel elevation, tunnel earth classification. I can create it from here, adding the new distance profile. Another questions from Ivana. Yes, Ivana, I think that I answered it. When I just enter the activity, just a simple activity here, I am going to calculation of this activity. Of course, I need to select the activity first. I'm going to calculation of activities, and from here I am selecting duration from the time, duration from the location, and I'm selecting which profile is calculating which activity. Okay, there is a question from Ahmet Saleh. What about interface with P6 by export or what? We have API integration with P6, so that if you would like to export it, the this is an integrated solution with Primavera, Microsoft project, and Asta Power project, so that it can bring all the data to Primavera. And you will tell me that there is no Primavera information, many things which is available here. Yes, it's created automatic user-defined field like a start location, because in Primavera we don't have start location. That's why it's creating a start location and end location. It can be possible with Primavera, Asta, and Microsoft, or Excel. Both sides. Even if you prepare your plan in Primavera, we can bring that Primavera file in TILOS. By the way, I will show you maybe in the next example. Ahmed asks, what is the maintenance of the program? Well, I don't know if this is a question about the software maintenance, which is that TILOS is a software you are buying and owning it, and if you want to have free technical support and free upgrade, you need to renew your maintenance after first year of maintenance, and by this way you always receive the new version and get the technical support. And Islam asks how to represent this information in task. I think that I answered it already. Okay, Masar is asking how to drawing this inside of the layout. It means that it is very simple. Let me show you, Masar. If you want to edit here new profile, for example, let's edit one. You just select the cell area. You are just going and adding a new cells. Please see that it is added. And if you want to make it here, just you are going to here the wizard and selecting, this is a, let's say, distance profile, distance sales, and etc. Gantt chart information, dashboard, and you just select type, and from here you are just selecting here, let's say that this is a soil classification zones, and by this way this profile what you created here will be displayed here. If you have more details after session, we can send you some documents. You can create it here, another one, and or if you want to have, you can call us. We can just happy to answer it. Okay, another questions. Okay, let me just move to another one, then I will answer the remaining questions. Okay, this is one example which I want to show today. Another one is how to calculate the midpoints. Okay, let's say that, well, this is a bit more details, that we have two tunnels. One is a north tunnel, another is a south tunnel. We have a connections for the emergency exit and topsoiling analysis here, but I'm just still working in the one let's say tunnel for using 2 TBMs. Okay, and let's say that we decided 1 TBM is not enough and we need to have 1 TBM here and 1 TBM here, and both TBM is going to meet in the middle. Generally people prefer to TBMs are meeting where they want, but let's say that we decided that our TBM is starting from here, TBM2 is starting from here, and they are both meeting here, and we are making the sampling of TBM from here in this side. And everything is looking clear, everything is easy looking, but there is a one big problem, because these activities I plan not impacted from soil analysis. Let's just save the baseline, because TILOS gives us possibilities of having a baseline, and I'm just creating the baseline. Let's say that tender program, and now I just create the baseline, and you can see that I have here baseline, and when I just select this activity and move, this one on the backward, which is transparent one, is just showing me tender program, which we call the baseline program, and it cannot be editable from here. But this one is just a forecast, and everything is okay now. Just this is the same. Let's say that our project is started. I plan this way and without soil analysis, but somehow I receive from the site people there is a soil analysis. What I need to do? First of all, I was mentioning that TILOS is very useful. You don't have to change the plan. I am just going and changing the calculation of activity from the not soil consideration to soil consideration. This will answer also your former question. Let's do it like that. I go to activity and select, and you can see that I am just selecting here calculation, which is that this activity will impact it by soil. Oops, sorry, let me just reopen it. Okay, I select the activity, go to calculation, and I'm just selecting this activity will be calculated from using the let me just earth classification. We see that it is immediately changed the same activity, but I changed the criteria for calculation. Let's do it second one. Second one also will be just selecting the classification. This will be also changed. And please look at this. It was my plan. I would like them to meet in the 250 meters or 275 meters. But because of the criteria has been changed, I can also see the baseline. And because of the criteria change, meeting calculation change, because this TBM is starting from here and finishing earlier than what I planned. But this TBM is starting the same time, but finishing later than what I planned. One is finishing early, one is finishing later. But there is a big problem here because TILOS provide me real calculation point, because no one wants TBM start, come to the point and waiting the another TBM come, because it will be good that if this TBM is going faster, I would prefer TBM goes much longer than it is, so that we have a special function called calculate the midpoints, and here I can reschedule it or using the F9 and find the based on this TBM, both TBM performance and soil analysis, what will be the real meeting points? F9. Please see that if I don't stop the TBM, my 275 meters for the midpoints, which is that here, is going to be moved here, which is that it will be from 170 meters. And here I am in the design phase still, and I can make some decision. What can I do? Number one, if I want not this point to meet, if I really want the both TBM meet in the 275 meters, what can I do? I can do first. I can say that, well, it means that this TBM can be a little bit later start, 1 month later. F9, it moved to 193. Another one, I can postpone 3 months later. What I am doing, I am speaking with my design or TBM of manufacturing company. I'm saying that first I want TBM 1 arrives, so that postpone this one, focus on the documentation on this. F9, please see that it moved to here. I can postpone 1 month more, and I can really find real start date, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 months later for my second TBM. But at the same time, I see that there is a problem because I am going to be delayed. So that if I don't want this case, so that I have to change TBM capacity, or I have to start it a little bit early. And how much early? You can see that this one, okay, so here also moving 1 month early, and this one a little bit early also 1 month, this one, but still I am behind. So that because I cannot change the soil types, I just started a bit early, and here that I can find the real start date for TBM 1 and real start date for TBM 2, because people are using TILOS not only giving a document to owner for analytics. Okay. By the way, my friends are telling me that we are over the time, and